Hello. How was everybody doing? We'll be starting shortly. Kind of just getting ready to set up, but I hope everybody's doing good. Staying warm, hopefully. But yeah, we'll be starting shortly. Alright. Man, it is so cold in my house. The basement. The drawing tablet and the computer is like in the basement, and it is freezing cold in here. So hopefully you guys are staying warm. After 4 months of moving out. Oh, nice. You know what, to this day, actually, yeah, you know what? I've never had the moving out experience. Not yet. At least like a full-blown move out, where I gotta bring everything with me. So, don't know what that's like, but hopefully moving was smooth. Let's see. Yesterday I got like 50 comics. Dang, 50. Was there like a special deal? 50 comics is crazy. It's also crazy expensive. If if you bought 50 comics, that's a lot. Now I'm in Ireland. Oh, that's even crazier. Moving across country? Dang. Well, that's a lot. But I guess we'll get started. Hello everybody and welcome to today's stream. Just gonna start off with our opening statements and a bit of housekeeping, and we'll jump into today's topic and subject matter. So yeah, we're gonna jump right into it. And oh, realize I still need to kind of set the screen up a little bit so I can read it. Alright, cool. So, hello everybody and welcome to our Saturday stream. My name is Josh and I'm going to be the one hosting the stream for today. And if you guys don't know who we are Wing Canvas, and here at Wing Canvas our mission is to make art education easily accessible to everyone. And you can join us for free live stream lessons on YouTube every week on Saturdays and Mondays to level up your skills with our community of art nerds. So as you can see, Saturdays we stream at 3 p.m. and then on Monday, which will also be me streaming, where we will be finishing the illustration that we do today. I'll be finishing it on Monday, and on Mondays we stream at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So Monday and Saturdays are the days that we stream, and if you're joining us for the first time, it is nice to see you. And if you think that we're just a YouTube channel, well, guess what? We're more than just a YouTube channel. We're an online school of illustration and visual storytelling dedicated to helping artists turn their passion into income. And a huge shout out to our amazing students and members for supporting our mission. And we love seeing your incredible artwork and watching you guys grow in our classes and weekly critiques. And if you'd like to dive deeper, be sure to check us out and join our Discord to access stream notes, demos, exclusive artwork, art challenges, and more free resources to help you improve. So come and connect with our fellow art nerds and get inspired. And as always, before we start our official stream, we love to give a little shout out to our community on Discord. So again, if you haven't checked us out on Discord yet, definitely check us out on Discord. And oh, actually, before we go into the art challenges, before I forget, this stream is actually sponsored by XPPen. So we'd like to thank our sponsor for this stream, XPPen, who have an amazing selection of digital art tablets for both beginner and advanced artists. So if you're looking for an affordable and reliable digital tablet, go browse their store. You'll find the link in the description below. And what a coincidence, since today we're also going to be going over the XPPen Winter Illustration Contest. And I'll show you guys briefly what the website looks like. And I don't know if Kevin's thrown the web link into the chat, but if he doesn't do it, I'll throw it in the chat afterwards. But yeah, before we start the stream, like the official topic, we usually give a little shout out, as I said, to our community. So if you guys don't know, every month we have a or not a weekly, a monthly challenge. And as you can see here, our monthly challenge is the mirror theme for, that's kind of like that XPPen is running currently. So if you guys want to participate, definitely go on to their website where you can see the contest details and what are the rules and what are the things you are going to need in order to participate in this challenge. Yeah, so there have already been some submissions. Our community has already been putting up some pieces in the art challenge channel over on our Discord channel, and we're gonna start off with, ooh, let me see. Okay, here we go. First one up. Ooh, realize I like quickly put this together, so I'm gonna have to go check out what the name is. Haven't had a chance to put the names in, but this one is by Alba. So thank you, Alba, for submitting. And yeah, I thought this was like a really cool perspective piece where you get a little bit of like an angle where we're looking at our character, and then we can see the reflection in the ice. Very nice, very cool. And I think you tackled the mirror reflection part of it really well. I don't know, maybe Jesse's stream on reflections helped a little bit with that, so thank you, Alba, for this really cool submission. The next one here is by Den Snarver. Also awesome piece here. I love the art style and kind of just a more minimalistic color here. I know that you said this is still a work in progress, so maybe you plan on changing up the colors later on, but I also saw that you submitted another one, but this was the most current or recent one, so I put this one on. But if you guys want to check out their pieces, remember, you can go on the Art Challenge Submissions channel over on Discord to take a look at these pieces if you'd like to zoom in or just take a closer, cleaner look at it. But yeah, thank you, Den, for submitting. And then the next one, last one, is by Heartless Hadessa Hess. Awesome piece over here, really cool kind of composition, and yeah, just kind of a piece going on here. A lot of lighting, interesting kind of characters, love the expressions, and just the level of detail here. So again, if you guys want to participate, you have until the end of the month, end of December, to submit your pieces. So kind of get cracking on these pieces. You have a lot of time to plan things out, flesh out the ideas before really finalizing it and rendering it. But also, again, thank you to our community for supporting us and also just participating in our monthly art challenges. So yeah, thank you, Alba, Den, and Hadessa Hess, or I guess Heartless Hadessa Hess. And here we go. Now we're back. I'm just gonna make, okay, cool. Oh, also, if you don't know what the website looks like, this is what the website looks like if you want to participate in the XPPen challenge. I think Kevin has thrown up the website, but in case, you can take a look at it here. There's a lot of info to go over, so if you just need a little bit of a refresher, you can feel free to go over this kind of web page here. It'll go over everything that you need to know before submitting your art pieces. So yeah, and there's already some submissions already. Oh, Den, wow, I can see your piece is already up there, so that's pretty neat. But yeah, if you guys need any inspiration or if you need any ideas, feel free to take a look at what's been submitted. Typically though, if it's a contest, I try to not look at any of the submissions unless I really need to. Usually I don't want to let any exterior influences affect me, which I guess is technically ironic for me to say, as that's what we're going to be going over for today's stream. But yeah. Let me see. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, and also, even though it's XPPen and they're a tablet company, you are actually able to submit traditional art pieces. So if you want to do a traditional art rendering for this challenge and do a traditional submission, feel free to submit that and get working on it traditionally. So either way, you can do it digitally or you can do it traditionally. They were pretty open to it when we chatted about it. And also, if you guys didn't know, I will be one of the judges on the competition. So I'm excited to see what the community gets cooking. So I can't wait to see um, what everybody makes. 50 comics were free. Wow, that's insane. How did you get your hands on 50 free comics? I want that. Yeah. Okay, so before we get into the drawing of it, I thought it would be kind of neat to go over a little bit and give you guys a little bit of a behind the scenes look at how I came up with the idea for my submission. So you guys get a little first-hand look on and first-hand experience, or explanation, not experience, first-hand explanation as to how this piece came together. So when I heard that the theme was the theme of mirrors, I was like, oh man, mirrors, okay. I feel like mirrors is one of those tricky ones because mirrors can be a little bit cliche. Mirrors can be a little bit kind of overdone. So I'm like, okay, let me try to rack my brain in trying to come up with something that's a little bit different, that's a little bit more kind of original. But you know what? Just putting it out there, if it's not super original, that's totally okay. But yeah, I would say like try to push the ideas as much as you can. But if you're like, you know what, just a straightforward mirror and let me make it all warm and fuzzy, I think that's a totally great direction to head in still too. But for me, when I was going into it, I definitely was like, mirrors. I want to play around with the shape of the mirror, the design of the mirror. Let's see what are some creative ways. So nobody knows this, but I'm gonna go over it. I had just finished watching the movie Frankenstein, and I was like, oh man, I love that steampunk look. I really love that kind of more gears and very chunky, steampunky, gritty look to the machinery and everything. So I actually was thinking of making a steampunk mirror with a bunch of like tubes and gears and lights and wires all connected to this mirror to create a portal. But I don't know, something about it just felt too gothic in a way for Christmas, and I wasn't sure if that was maybe the best direction to head into. So I kind of redirected the approach. So you can kind of see here, I did a few really quick sketches of like mirror designs or mirror kind of approaches for it because I really wanted to play up the design and look of the mirror. But then partway through, I was a little bit stuck, and I started thinking about like other Christmas movies that I kind of have grown up with, and what came to mind were things like, pretty sure all of you guys have maybe seen this, or I would assume that most of you guys have seen this. You know, Nightmare Before Christmas definitely was one that came up to mind for Christmas. And then Rise of the Guardians. So this one's a little bit of a sleeper hit, but I don't know if you guys know this one, Rise of the Guardians. And so these two were kind of like the main inspirations for this mirror design and approach. And if you're wondering like, oh, what was the Nightmare Before Christmas part? And originally, my original idea was actually that each side of this obelisk or this kind of item here would be like each side would be a different door into a different holiday. So actually this one was going to be like Christmas, which our character walks into or is looking at, and then this side was going to be like, I don't know, Easter or something. But then I was like, I feel like that kind of maybe detracts from the whole like winter holiday part of it. So I ended up scrapping this kind of whole like portals to different holidays. But in the end, I kind of still went with this whole like kind of, I don't even know what to call this kind of like ginormous object here with a mirror door to another world. So I still went with the shape and design of this, but I was like, okay, we'll just have a Christmas side of it. And the Rise of the Guardians part came in afterwards in terms of like how to design and the look of this, let's call it a mirror cabinet. So if you've never watched Rise of the Guardians before, their take on Santa or like Father Christmas is a little bit more, I think he's supposed to be based on like more Turkish or Russian. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the style is more like Eastern European style rather than the more, I guess, traditional, let's say Western approach. Maybe more English or French take on like Christmas that we usually see. So Rise of the Guardians Santa Claus is a little bit grittier. The stuff feels more old worldy in a more kind of like gothic-ish kind of a way, so much more decorative than we're used to seeing. So I was like, oh, maybe let's really lean into that. And the original approach was actually to still lean into that whole steampunk, a lot of chunks and gears attached to the mirror, a lot of wires, still kind of influenced by Frankenstein, since I had just finished watching it, the Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein. But something about it just didn't feel quite right, so I kind of scrapped it. And believe it or not, the next version that I then did is this one. So we started here, coming up with some concept roughs. This was my kind of workflow, coming up with a kind of brainstorming here. So we were brainstorming, and then after I came up with like a theme, an idea, we then went to like a cleaned up idea. Clean up rough is what I kind of like to call it. And then we get to this is kind of like the second part, and then here is maybe what I would call the linear. So this was a term, I know that this is a term that not maybe a lot of people know of, but when I went to university, a lot of our profs would call the stage after the roughs linears. So linears are kind of like that in between, like right after the rough, but not quite the final line work. So it's kind of cleaned up. Your idea is a little bit more refined. There's a little bit more detail, but you're not really like committing too much to the details just yet. You're just kind of still refining things and figuring things out. So I went from the concept roughs to brainstorming some different ideas and different concepts and sketches, finding some references and inspiration, and then coming up with a cleaned up rough. And then we moved on to the linear, which is this one. So this is what I mean by I took some inspiration from Rise of the Guardians' approach to Santa, or like Father Christmas, so to speak, where the ornamental and kind of ornaments and designs and decor are a little bit more old worldy, a little bit more decorative, not as like clean and rustic, I guess is a good way of putting it, that we're used to seeing sometimes in Christmas movies, where it's a little bit more like polished, very like clean. But I wanted this one to feel like it's an old world, like there's a mystery to it, kind of something ancient. Now, I spent a lot of time, not gonna lie, I spent a lot of time coming up with the idea and design for this mirror cabinet, but I had not come up with a design for the characters. So I then on the side came up with basically just like kind of three. So this was like the first approach, and then this was the second one, and then this was like a more cleaned up kind of approach to the characters. So I did like 3 different renditions to figure out like what would the character in the mirror in the other world, how would they look like, and I also came up with a few different poses to figure out what the character on our side of the world would look like. So hopefully this gives you guys an idea as to how you guys can also possibly approach planning out and figuring out your concept. Like I said, you guys have about 2 more weeks left. And so really take the time to plan things out, flesh it out, do some research and all that kind of stuff. Because I would say that you guys do have the time, but use it wisely, of course. Excuse me. Let me see. Yeah, love the idea. Oh, well, thank you, Kevin. Let's see. Oh, I really struggle with proportion. How would you recommend that I practice? Oh, that's I would love to answer that question. I would say just memorize the general proportions of someone standing up. Really memorize like where are the major landmarks, but yeah. Oh, that's a cool idea. I don't know how to say your name. Sauge. But that's a cool idea. Let's see. I need to rewatch Rise of the Guardians as well, though. Wow, Kevin's feeling very gift-giving. They didn't keep the movie in theaters more, but yeah, Frankenstein is steampunk. Oh yeah, I'm so happy I caught it in the theaters. I definitely do think it's one of those movies you want to watch in theaters. Look how many cool ideas Josh came up with. Oh, nice. Well, now is the time to kind of tackle some more ideas. Okay, so jumping back to it, after I planned all of this out, I was like, okay, I think I got a solid approach. I have an idea that I want to approach and tackle. Now it's the time to clean it up. So I basically kind of copy and pasted, cut out this drawing of the mirror, and I lowered the opacity, and this was the cleaned up. Actually, no, this was a cleaned up version. Let me just check. I don't think there's two. Yeah, no, I did not clean it up, but what I did clean up was like roughly the design and look of the characters. Excuse me. And one thing that I would say that I was like, okay, I don't want to spend too much time on, because you can definitely get lost in this portion of it, which is to try to draw a perfect ellipse for the compass as much as you could. And I was just like, no, I don't have the time to do that. So what I did was simply just use the circle tool and make every ring that you draw a new layer, so that you can just like move it around and shift it around easily. I'm definitely simplifying it, so there's much more planning involved, other than just placing different rings. But this is like a quick, easy way of making something feel like it's in perspective without having to hand draw it. So I'll basically just use the ellipse tool to help me draw the compass here. And then after... Oh yeah, wait, I need to drink some water. I'm just gonna mute myself for a real sec. I'll be back. My throat was like scraggly. But going back to it, this is the final line work. Actually, this is the final one. So you guys actually get a look at it. I don't think I submitted ever like the close-up line work. And like the ornaments, it's just a circle tool. The ribbons coming down are also just a line tool. So, you know, make it as easy as you can for yourself whenever it's possible. But but yeah, you know what, surprisingly, a little bit behind the scenes, this part here took the longest, because my goodness, it was a lot of time just putting in the details. And surprisingly, the ornaments took a good amount of time too, just drawing every single ribbon. So yes, the only part that's copy and pasted about the ornaments is just the circle, and I don't know, this little part over here. I just copy and pasted that, but all the ribbons are individually drawn. But yeah, the detailing on this cabinet definitely took like a really, really long time to map out. And then also to just make sure that the line work was clean as well. Also, there are a little bit of Easter eggs hidden inside of it, so I don't know if you guys caught some of them or any of them in the final painting, but there's actually some Easter eggs, and if you find it, feel free to let me know in the comments of this video, or let me know in the art challenge channel over on Discord. Kevin told me to include some Easter eggs, and I'm like, okay, sure, I'll throw some in there. So there's some little neat little surprises there. Maybe you guys caught it. And then this was the first take on the illustration. You guys probably saw it in the promo for the contest. And if you're wondering like, oh, well, why was this the first take? And essentially, I kind of colored everything, but I didn't quite have enough time for the background. But then luckily, luckily enough, XPPen was like, hey, actually, you know, you can have a little bit more time. And if you'd like, feel free to definitely color in a little bit more of the background. So originally I was like, I wanted to paint a lot more details on the ornaments, and the background. I was like, you know what, I wish I had more time, but thankfully XPPen was like, hey, yeah, you can have a little bit more extra time. And so I was like, okay, I did want the ground to feel much more like, you know, there's smoke, there's this like sense of mystery around it, so definitely added more smoke and plume in the background, and definitely took like a few splatter brushes. Don't know if you guys can tell. I like splattered the background a little bit just so that it kind of looks a bit like snow, kind of looks a little bit like stars or something in the background, and definitely added a little bit of some light source at the top, and kind of a little bit reminiscent of like the northern lights. And actually, because I got a little bit more extra time, I actually enhanced a little bit of the colors on the guy as well, and I also got some time to clean up the background a little bit. So if you guys didn't, well, maybe I shouldn't say if you guys couldn't tell, but when I was done this, I was like, the elf girl here in the back is a little bit dark, or it doesn't quite match the environment as well as what it looks like in the back. So I did lighten up her outfit and made it more suede looking, a bit more like felt looking. So I kind of sharpened up the contrast in her outfit. I also made her gloves a little bit more felt and suede looking in terms of the texture and rendering. Also, just so that you can see it a little bit better. So if you actually zoom in on both of these, you'll see that the glove, there's not much rendering on it, except for some like rim lightings. But then in the final version, there's a little bit more highlights over there. So yeah, and hopefully, I don't know, maybe you guys saw the Easter eggs. I don't even know if I told Kevin where the Easter eggs are. but yeah, there are some Easter eggs in there. He told me what Easter eggs to put, but I don't think I told Kevin ever where the Easter eggs are. But maybe you guys caught them, don't know. But yeah, this is the final version of my kind of submission for this contest. And with that being said, we're gonna do another contest piece. So if you guys didn't know, today is actually part 1 of this piece. Today is really more of just like practicing, or not practicing, but like kind of coming up with ideas, coming up with some concepts and roughs, and then we're gonna go into tackling the drawing and finishing it up on Monday. Actually, me quickly, I just realized I never took a look at the poll. I assumed that I don't know what people voted for. Oh, people just voted for reindeer. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have put it like near the top. So I put out the options of reindeer, wolves, something fantastical, and a little bit of everything, but I don't know, maybe people just really want to see reindeers. So we will, I guess, include the reindeers. I don't know. I feel like at this point, might as well just include a little bit of everything, but we will see. Let's see. The round hole beneath the frame looks like a magical in-between worlds portal. Normal mirrors. Yeah, no, I love. Yeah, actually, that's one thing that it was a compositional thing that came up a little bit later. So you'll notice actually that for the most part, the mirror was just supposed to be standing, just kind of propped up on the floor like this. Just kind of like a usual mirror. And then even on this one, I was like, oh, maybe it's just kind of sitting inside of the compass. But then afterwards, I was like, you know what would be really cool is if the mirror cabinet itself was kind of like suspended and it was floating inside and hovering in between the compass. So I actually did kind of go back and forth with like how to suspend the mirror or how to like prop it up. But yeah, that was definitely something that I was like considering and thinking about when it came to how the mirror was going to be suspended. Let's see. Where is my stylus? Okay, here's my stylus. Now, because we only have 2 stream days to work on this, I don't want it to be too complicated, like I say with everything. So actually, while working on the mirror one, I did actually, like, another idea did pop into my head. And so I think we'll maybe go with that one. We'll make it a bit more. Do you know what though? The one thing I'm afraid of is that this second version of the contest piece is gonna turn out better than the first one. So, but I don't know. I will go make them both equally good in their own ways. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of like, what if I make the second one better than the first one? That would feel a little bit odd, but yeah. It has a relationship to a grandfather, or just I'll pronounce my name is Soggy. Oh, okay, or Soggy. Okay, sure, Soggy. Oh, thank you, Kevin. Nothing can beat the first one. Oh well, we'll see, we'll see. And I want all the team to know this too. Okay, Soggy. I will call you Soggy from now on then. It means, but if this one is better, it doesn't mean I improved. I'm maybe, you know. Sometimes ideas you just want to tackle them over and over again. Okay, so the idea that I did have was like somebody peering into like crap, what is that thing called from Harry Potter? You know the thing that like Dumbledore looks into? There's the pensive, I think is what it's called, like the pensive. But that's kind of the idea that I did have was like, oh, um, is it the Narnia movie Easter eggs? Oh, you know what? The fact that I mentioned that there's an Easter egg, I love that everybody is now trying to look for Easter eggs. And even if it's not an official Easter egg, I would love to hear what everybody thinks the Easter eggs are. But yeah, honestly, there aren't that many Easter eggs, but I would love to know what some of the Easter eggs some people think are. But because I think that would be kind of cool. I feel like that's always the fun part about like coming up with drawings and whatnot. However, pensive or however you spell it. Yeah, I think something like that. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, that's the same thing, Kevin. Every time I'm like, and it's funny too. It was like while I was drawing it, I was like, oh man, it'd be cool if because I looked up some like inspiration images, and I was just like, oh man, it'd be really cool if I had done this. But it literally was like the day that the drawing was supposed to be due, and I was like, ah, okay, I can't just like do that one. I can't like redo the whole thing. Oh, okay. Someone found the Easter egg. I see you, Opal Dagger. I don't know if anybody else found it first, but yeah, it's a good job for finding it. Honestly, I wish I added more Easter eggs to it. I love adding Easter eggs to drawings, but that is an Easter egg. Chat doesn't count. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. Feel free to put it in the actual video comments what you think the Easter egg is. Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, the idea that I have right now is I wanted, oops, I do want kind of this almost like cool or like pensive, kind of like from Harry Potter or something similar. And there's this just like person looking in. You know what? Maybe we can use the same kid. So maybe we'll use the same character that I designed. Oh, we can do like another like alternate take maybe. Ah, okay, maybe that's too much. There's too much to add in. But I was thinking like, oh, what if there's like this kid and he's peering into the mirror. Maybe we can make like a round disc mirror. Ooh, maybe, you know, honestly, coming up with ideas is kind of very much like this. You just kind of go on a roll. You're just like, oh, what if I add this? Like, oh, what if I add that? And you kind of just build upon it. Oh, and I don't know why I'm deciding to do like someone looking down. That's always the best idea to go with. It's gonna take some work to kind of figure this out for the drawing. Let me see. The head is definitely too big, but let's have him look maybe kind of down towards the mirror. And maybe it'll be this like the same elf character looking up. I was actually originally gonna add wings to the elf character that's kind of like flying there, but then I was like, I don't know. Wait, what? What is this? Add more Easter eggs. I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm down to add more Easter eggs. I was sure it was the Jordans. You know, I didn't think of that, but now that you mentioned it, I should have put like shoes in there as like an Easter egg for myself. Like, why didn't I add like shoes? That would have been a really good Easter egg for sure. Alright, so we're not trying to go like crazy with the details here. We're just trying to go like, oh, what if, you know, this kid, he's looking into the mirror. In the original drawing, he had like crazy hair, but I'm like, oh, what if the hair is just like kicking up? So we're gonna give him like bigger hair, kind of like Goku style hair, maybe. And or maybe this is too much of a low angle, but you know what, for now this is okay. We don't have to worry too much about like the proportions in the concept stage. At this stage, I would say that the biggest thing is more just coming up with the idea and the concept. So it's less so about like, oh, how cleaned up and how proper does the character look. Don't get too caught up on that, or at least I personally don't try to get too caught up on that. I just try to come up with the idea and the concept. And because we only have like, you know, 4 hours to do this piece, I don't want to make anything too crazy. So I just kind of want like, oh, maybe like some smoke, some like air is blasting up as he looks into this mirror. And we can make this pensive a little bit bigger. And maybe just to make it easier, I'm just gonna have him be a little bit, have the mirror be a little bit more open, so we have a bit more space. Maybe I'll make it a vertical composition. Originally I wasn't too sure, horizontal or vertical, but or like portrait or landscape, but we'll go with maybe portrait again. And the hands, maybe the hands would be like here. I'll have like a different set of hands. And we're gonna have a little bit of rippling. So I know that we were like, oh, deers and whatnot. So maybe we'll add like a few like deers or antlers in the around here or something. So this is one idea. Let's just say this is idea A. Let's see. You shouldn't forget my roots. That's true. That's true. I never thought to turn the page around. Made and post my first ever animatics to the YouTubes. Oh, cool. Nice. Wait, did you ever share what that what it is? I don't know if you shared the link to it. I mean, I would love to see it. Yeah. Yeah, definitely for sure share it. I think we would all love to see this like animatic that you did. Okay, this is idea number 1. And always, this is always the thing with ideas and coming up with ideas, is just that it always looks cooler in your head until you draw it out, and then you realize like, oh, okay, you know, it's not as cool as I thought it was, or not that it's maybe not as cool, but it's not as fleshed out as you thought. So you're like, okay, now let's like pivot a little bit. Let's change maybe the orientation of the shot. So instead of maybe like a vertical shot, we can do a more portrait style, and we can see how this changes. Maybe a slightly wider opening for the mirror pool, or maybe not even just like Harry Potter, but like Lord of the Rings. You know, there's that pool that Frodo looks at when he's trying to figure out like whether or not to keep going with the ring. Okay, so okay, bye Soggy. Are you a new or seasoned artist? Um, are the mirrors just so maybe this counts as an idea as well for the contest? Hey, you know, that's kind of cool. It's a not a bad concept or idea. You know, I did kind of want him reaching into the pool. I don't. Let me see. Maybe he's floating. How he's floating? You know, we're not questioning. We're not questioning the legitimacy or the realism of the drawing. Okay, but if that's the case, I think I'm gonna just change the mirror position then. Feels like he is jumping? Yeah, yeah. Definitely kind of wanted a bit more playing around with it a little bit. You know what, let's shorten this up a little bit. We can kind of definitely have it be a bit more folded. I think having this a little bit of contrast would be kind of nice. You know, get that whole what is it? The Leonardo? Is it? No, the Michelangelo painting, the creation of man kind of vibe. Have this guy kind of just floating down. Yeah, I think it's always kind of neat having like a character just like floating. And then like the sleeves are really like buckling and whatnot. So we can have something like this maybe. Just the contrast between the sleeves and the arms I think is what's gonna help with this piece. Let's see. Literally just started yesterday. How's he floating? Magic, but without. But what about? Exactly. You know, it doesn't. With illustrations, this is kind of like the what I love about illustrations is that it's not like character design. See, character design, you kind of have to follow quote unquote rules, you know, to a certain degree. But when it comes to illustration, the rules are much looser on how you want to go about following them. So things don't have to necessarily make sense in the traditional sense that we're used to when it comes to like character design. So I guess that's kind of what I'm doing for this is I'm not trying to like there's no point trying to explain like, oh, he's flying. It's like, wait, how's he flying? It's like, don't know. He's just flying. It's like, okay. And that's kind of okay. Because ultimately with illustration it's more about storytelling rather than like trying to be like, oh, let's try to make sense of everything. So I would say that if you guys are trying to figure out like ideas, feel free to be a little bit looser with your ideas. They don't have to, it doesn't have to be like, you know, like has it have any sound reason, as long as it kind of makes sense cohesively, you know. So if you're gonna bend the rules a little bit, make sure you bend them cohesively. We love a floating moment. Yeah. But also Diego, glad you found us. Hopefully, you know, can't wait to see what your art journey is gonna be like or how it's gonna come together. I don't know if you plan on doing some more drawings, but yeah, we're all about kind of helping you guys out as much as we can. So I don't know if this is your first time kind of checking us out, but every week we do tackle something a little bit different. And for today, it's more just like how to kind of going through my process of how I come up with an illustration idea. So that's kind of why I went through my submissions for the XPPen piece, kind of just walking through like the ideas, the ideation stage, and how I came up with it. So yeah, but sometimes we tackle other topics as well. So sometimes you'll find topics like I don't know, like let's say like drawing environments or drawing people. So yeah, there's also like I know like other topics that you might be kind of interested in or curious about. So if you're like, oh, I've always wanted to know how to draw environments or people, then keep an eye out, because every week we have a different kind of topic that we go into or go over. Mm-hmm. It's still a ruler, it just bends. Yeah, no, for sure. That's like a good way of thinking about it. This is a good one. Kind of was like, oh, should we have the mirror overflow? But nah, won't have it overflow. Let's see. I feel like it should be supported by something here. Someone did say deer, so maybe we'll have like this pool, this mirror pool is supported, like the structure and design of it. Maybe it's like deers. Maybe we'll have like deer running around the base of it. Make it like magical or something. Or like when he touches it, oh, you know what? We can have like defy gravity kind of like droplets. Maybe we'll have like, what? Yeah, we'll have like maybe some of it's coming up. Oh, cool, nice. Yeah, I would love to see the animatic that you made. Hey, we'll kind of make this go up. Kind of like, honestly, I'm just kind of making this up, kind of rolling with it, see what kind of comes to mind. Still kind of like figuring it out, but this is kind of neat. Would love some feedback too. Feedback is always appreciated. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we can definitely try giving you some feedback for it. Trying to figure out like where to put the reindeer part. Antlers, antlers, antlers. Actually, I was thinking like maybe the thing itself. Maybe like, okay, my goodness, I'm just making it more complicated for myself. I was thinking of maybe this part is the antler. We have like a root, like a reindeer here, and the fountain's head is the reindeer. I don't know, and like the water coming up kind of looks like antlers too, so I don't know. Let me also look up what wait, is it live? We live? We going live? We are live. Okay, sir. Yeah, you know I don't know where that is. It's like a reference to something. It's like a live talk show thing. It's like we're going live. Well, hello, hello. And okay, I need to look up what an antler's, like a reindeer's head looks like. Let me see. A reindeer. The nose. Gotta look up what the nose looks like. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't think we said too much about the antlers. I think I was just saying that like we could make the water kind of looks like antlers. So I'm kind of like, okay, this is like a mystical kind of like fountain and everything. Then we can have, and then the, you know, like the fur comes down here. Let me see. What is the eyes are more closer like here. But I think Kevin posted actually like a video on antlers, so I guess if you want any kind of like video breaking down on like how to do antlers, I guess we had a video on it. Let me see. There, this is kind of the idea. I mean, you know, I mean like just going fantastical with it, you know. Don't need to go trying to be. I feel like the weirder sometimes you make illustrations, the better it is sometimes. I don't know. Don't know if we should have another go at it. We do have 1 more hour. We're going with this idea. The fountain is the reindeer. Yeah, exactly. Okay. You see the vision. Yeah. Do I play Cookie Run? No, unfortunately, I do not play Cookie Run. I mean, I don't even know what Cookie Run is, but that sounds like a fun little game. It's fantastical, yeah. It is a fun word. Yeah. Okay, so I guess if you guys want, I guess we can go with this one. Idea B is the one we'll go for. The weirder in illustration board. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And, you know, we might add some more things to it later on as well. You know, we could put some embellishments, kind of like a frame to it. We can stick with this for now, and... Oh, actually, speaking of comic books, wait, I forgot. Who was the comic book guy? Was that Soggy? Well, either way, if you guys have never read this series before, Fables is great. I love Fables. And I guess like that's a little bit of the inspiration for this piece, is just like Fables. And like sometimes James Jean will come up with these like really cool covers that like they don't make any sense at all, but they just look aesthetically really cool and kind of fantastical and magical. So you know what, we're gonna lean into that. We're gonna lean into this more kind of like fantastical kind of design here, where it's like, doesn't need to make sense. Nah, we're just gonna create a cool illustration here with someone diving in. Japanese cottage core. Yeah. I can kind of see that. I think it was Soggy. Oh, okay. Fables the game. No, not Fables the game. Although they did make a kind of telltale kind of game for the comic book Fables, but no, I'm talking about Fables the comic book. But yeah, they had some really cool covers for that comic book series. So if anybody's into comic books, Fables had a good run. The first half of the series, not bad. Second half of the series, I can't say it's that good. But there's some good things in it. But yeah. Okay, so this is gonna be our kind of cleaned up rough-ish to an extent. And what I usually do is then we're gonna lower the opacity and we're just gonna clean it up a little bit. So this is probably going to be the linear phase. You like cat? Wait, what? Who said anything about Cat's Eye? But I mean, they're fine. Oh, what is the software for the PNG tube? I think it's just via DoTube Mini. I think is what we use. I think we all use that. Yeah. via Adobe Tube Mini. I don't know, maybe I'll type it in the chat. Via Tube Mini, I think. Let me see if I got it right. Via DoTube, whoops. Via DoTube. Via DoTube. Let me see. I'm just making sure I spelled it right. Via DoTube. Yeah. But I mean, you know what? Speaking of Fables, man, that's a game that I've not heard from in a really long time. Okay, we're also gonna build out the frame for kind of first. We're still kind of gonna keep it rough. Don't want it to be too cleaned up, but we're just kind of roughly drawing it so that I have an idea as to like the framing that we're gonna have for this piece. And yeah. Do I have? I mean, I don't really have one because I don't listen to them. I mean, I know of them, but I wouldn't say that I am a big enough fan to have an opinion on it. But you know what? Feel free to share if you have one. I mean, like, Gnarly is pretty catchy. I feel like I like that song. That's not a bad song. The Gnarly song. Even, like, saying it now, it's like, I already got it stuck in my head. Like, it's already playing in my head, the Gnarly song. But even then, speaking of which, you should watch the what is it, the documentary on Netflix. That is a pretty good documentary. Your fave is Megan? Megan's pretty cool too, yeah. Like, even in the documentary, I was like, you know what? I feel like Megan has the vibe that she would make it. And lo and behold, she made it. Can I draw Megan for stream? You know what? Yeah, what is it? Axolotl, if you show up in the next stream, I'll draw it before stream starts. That's a pretty good request. Sometimes if I'm early for stream, I'll take on audience requests for things to draw. And, you know, I don't mind drawing. We can draw Megan while we wait for stream to kind of begin. Okay. Here we go. So I'm kind of just building out the fountain. I don't know. We might add some like other extra stuff to it, just like with the mirror cabinet. But at the same time, I'm also like, why do I do this to myself? But we'll see. We'll see. It's okay to be shy, Jai. Oh, thank you, thank you. I mean, you know, like I'm trying. You know, reindeers, I'm gonna have to take a little bit of a look as to what they look like, but yeah, I think this is coming along pretty nicely. I feel like this feels more like, you know, we're gonna lean in on the sculpture kind of vibe on this. I don't know if that makes it kind of scary looking. It's like a scary reindeer. Maybe this is a bit too scary looking. I'm gonna find a way. I feel like the ears, you know, if you gotta give it like big ears. I don't know if anybody's ever watched like the behind the scenes for Beauty and the Beast. There's a kind of a little video of Glenn Keane talking about like the Beast, and he's kind of going like, "Oh, we need, the Beast. We couldn't have the Beast be too scary, because it's like a kids movie. So how do you make it look friendly?" It's like, "Oh, you give it cow ears." So that's what I'm gonna do here. I'm just taking a little bit of a tip from Glenn Keane, and we're just gonna give it cow ears. So nice big floppy ears makes it a little bit friendlier looking. I think it's like also it looks like eyelashes. I don't know, the deer in the photo that I'm looking at on the side of my screen looks like it has like eyelashes. I don't know. See, it doesn't have anything on the top of its head though. So yeah. Let me see. What is almost giving like a whimsical Christmas bookmark. Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, I can see that too. Yeah, it's the yeah, for sure has that kind of like those. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. The bookmark kind of vibe. Joining the well, you know what though, I am judging the competition, so if if you are submitting, I am definitely doing it. Well, you know what, Ringo, maybe no one else has kind of commented that it needs to be louder, so it could just be that you need to up the volume a little bit. I don't know. Yeah. You think so? Yeah, I mean, yeah, could be. But I mean, I'm always down if anybody is also kind of getting the same on their end. Like, if I need to up the volume, let me know. But yeah. Okay, same thing though. We're not gonna really clean up the face just yet. I just kind of want to maybe finalize roughly some of the proportions. My volume is perfect. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, do, do, do. Z is a Cat's Eye fan for sure. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm like a Cat's Eye fan, but I mean, their music is catchy. I'm not gonna lie. Like some of their music is fun to listen to. Yeah. Ooh, nice. Which one is playing right now on TV? Actually, yeah. What are people's, if people do watch Harry Potter or have watched Harry Potter, what is your favorite Harry Potter movie? Order of the Phoenix, Prisoner of Azkaban, Order of the Phoenix. Ah, okay, okay. Nice. Favorite Harry Potter movie? I don't know. Let me see. Man, I haven't watched Harry Potter in a long time. Actually, no, I just that's a lie. I watched the first one not too long ago. Um, third one. Okay, I don't know. First, the fourth one is pretty good. I don't know. I like something about the kind of competition aspect of that series. I really like. Um, Apparently not a lot of people like the fourth one, but I like the fourth one. I think the fourth one's kind of fun. Um, Third one's also pretty good too. Uh, Honestly, all of them are not too bad, but I think I favor the fourth one. Or like the first one I feel like you can't go wrong with, and then the what is it? Yeah, first one you can't go wrong. Third one is like a really solid one, and then the fourth one I think is just the fourth one is just fun, and the music is so good in the fourth one. I love the music in the fourth one. Music is just really good. I mean, the music in general is for all of the movies are really good. Oh, you know what I just realized? I'm like, oh, I can look up Howl's Moving Castle for this like expression. Hey, bye bye. Fourth, bye. Goblet of Fire made me cry. Really? Oh, is it because of the end? I guess so. But you know, it's okay. He comes back as a vampire, or for in another series. You know, he wakes up as a 700-year-old character. It was all a nightmare, actually, of a previous life. Luna Lovegood. She's me coded. Luna is a great character. I remember the first time watching that movie and her character came up, and I was like, this is a very strange character. Not very, like, it's very different from how the other characters are. It's definitely very, very different, very interesting. Um, oh, also Kevin says the fourth one is his favorite. There we go. Let's go. Some Goblet of Fire love. Love Goblet of Fire. Goblet of Fire is so good. Let me see. Really want the sleeves to be like really wispy. But yeah. In the past life, he was a wizard. Yeah, exactly. That's why, you know, when he's explaining his life, his history life to was it Bella? You know, it all makes sense. It's because he in another time he was a wizard. He had a time where he was stuck in between the battle between like an evil dark lord and a boy. Let's see. You know what? I have also never read the Twilight books. I don't think I'm ever going to read the Twilight books, but the I've watched the first movie and boy was that that was a movie. That was a movie for sure. And it's funny is like that movie came out so long ago that is a movie I watched when I was in middle school. And this is I don't know if this will date me. I watched it. It was on our trip to Quebec City for our like grade 8 grad trip, and I watched it on an iPod. That's how old that's how old the movie is. That's the only way I watched it. I watched it on an iPod on the coach bus to Quebec City. That's where I watched Twilight, and I only watched it that one time, and I'm like, yeah, that's it. That is that's I'm never watching any of the other movies. Yeah, see, Kevin knows it. Kevin knows what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness. On that tiny little screen. Oh my goodness. Can you believe it? Like back then, we had like the iPod, you can store one movie. And for some reason, my friend she had Twilight on her phone for, I guess, for some reason. And that's how I watched it. That's not how you should watch any movie. Hey, you know what? It was my mindset was just like it's Twilight. I don't really have a preference as to how I should watch this movie. But you know, there's nothing to do. It's like a 5 hour car ride ish, you know, 5, 6 hour car ride, I think. I'm just gonna take what I can get. So I was like, you know, I'll watch Twilight while we're on our ride to Quebec City. I mean, to be fair though, it wasn't the only thing I did while on that car ride. I also, you know, that was when like was it PSP? Not even PS Vita. That was when the PSP came out. Not too long ago. My friend had it, and he let me play it. So I basically just played was it Resistance on PSP on our ride to Quebec, and yeah, that's it's kind of what I did on my time to Quebec City, playing Resistance on the PS Vita and watching Twilight on on the iPod. Good times, you know. It's only good in theaters. Agree. Never watch a movie that way. I mean, I don't think you can even watch it on an iPod anymore. I don't like the equivalent of that would be trying to watch it on like your phone, like watching a movie on your phone, which also is kind of like why would anybody watch a movie on their phone? But you know, when you gotta do what you gotta do, you know. PSP was amazing. Has no chance of you watching it not in theater. You watch? Wait, Kevin, have you watched Twilight in theaters? Yo, that's you know, I'll commend you for that. That's pretty amazing. That's pretty epic. Watching Twilight on your phone or like in theaters. You saw it in theaters too? Oh my gosh. You know that's just another time, you know? Like I don't know. I'm wondering if, you know, if Twilight came out now, would people go watch it? Or even in general, like would Twilight even be successful now if it came out? I feel like it would have a hard time selling as a story. I don't know. That's my take. I feel like Twilight as a series now would be kind of hard to pull off. But I could be wrong. Because it came out during like a very particular time when that kind of stuff was just not, it just didn't exist. So like people were just like, whoa, what is this concept here? A vampire and this very toxic relationship. Uh, oh my gosh. Twilight, man. What a series. Such a weird, bizarre series. You watched the whole entire series in theaters? That is crazy, Kevin. What? What? What is a movie other than a bunch of YouTube videos strung together? That's, I mean, that's kind of true in to a certain extent. From a certain point of view, as someone would say. Oh, so a whole I wouldn't go watch it today. Yeah, it's different playing field now. Yeah. Oh my goodness, that's kind of epic. Your theater showing it all, like the whole series in October. It's definitely one of those movies where I feel like you have to, you if you're gonna go watch it, you can't take it seriously. You're kind of going in, kind of for the laughs, for the fun. Like you're going there to have a good time. Get some popcorn, get some drinks. Have a good time. And I feel like it's even better when the whole entire theater also is in on it too. Like everybody's like laughing and I don't know, like quoting the lines, kind of like Star Wars. I don't know if anybody went to watch Revenge of the Sith when they had their like, I forgot what it was, like 20th anniversary or something. I went to go watch it with my sister, and I think, was it just my sister? Maybe just my sister. And dude, people were like cheering when when the youngling is like Mr. Skywalker, and he like turns on his lightsaber. I'm like, oh my gosh, you people are wild. But yeah, me and you guys should be besties. Wait, what'd you say, Kevin? Alice is like, uh, let's see. I really like the world-building story premise of the series. Wait, for Twilight? I guess so. I mean, you know what? I feel like the groundwork for a vampire world is so, like, you could do so much with it. It's very like open. So I feel like as long as you build like some cohesive world, any kind of vampire world could be like really really cool. Alice needed a spin-off series. I'm assuming that's that one girl who can see the future, right? I'm assuming that's who Alice is, because I don't know. I've never watched the series. It was like Team Edward or Team. I was like Team Alice. That's funny. Uh, and saw every Star Wars movie when it came out. Dang. Yeah, actually, what was it? Of the, not counting the new ones, yeah, episode 3 is the only one I ever saw in theaters, like as a kid. Um, but that was fun. That was a cool series. Okay, I think, well, what is it? 423. I think this is a pretty good place to kind of put it. Yeah. I guess we can clean up the line work. Also, let me see. How janky does my character look from this angle? Actually, not as janky as I thought it would be. I kind of like this more looser art style here. I might kind of lean into that a little bit more. Hmm. Yeah, we're not gonna go for realistic. We're gonna go for more of this stylized, almost kind of Ghibli kind of esque look to the character. I think is what we'll do. Oh, maybe we could put some design and pattern on the character's outfit. I think that would be really sick. That would be cool. Maybe we can put also like some bracelets on him. Put some like beads, some like trinkets and whatnot. We can put like some leather bracelets. This is pretty cool. You saw all this? Dang. I'm assuming not as they came out. No, you saw the original Star Wars in '90s? What? Oh, wait, but that was when they like re-released them, right? Yeah, yeah. Dang, that's crazy. That you saw all of them in theaters? Man. Star Wars should only be seen in theaters. Nah, that's true. The world building in many sides. Darth Maul is peak character building. What do you mean? There was no character building in Darth Maul until like after the movies, because everybody was like, "Wait, hold up a second. Why is this character so cool? Can we have more of him?" And then they were like, "Oh, okay, sure." But I do agree, Darth Maul is super cool. Also, the what is it? The Clone Wars series? Oh my gosh. If anybody has not seen the Clone Wars series, do yourself a favor and watch the Clone Wars series. They are so good. Oh my goodness. They do take a long time though to kind of get through, but it is so worth it. And honestly, I feel I don't understand how they could have fumbled the Star Wars series this badly, but I think the best parts of Star Wars that I've seen so far is from Clone Wars. That last like fight scene, ooh, that's so good. Clone Wars like the last season, oh my gosh, it's so good. I feel like you can't go wrong with like the last season of Clone Wars. Life, even wait, Kevin, even more than Avatar? You let I mean, that's a pretty tall order. That's a pretty big statement there. Best television of life. I don't know. I feel like Avatar: The Last Airbender is kind of up there too. You know, I feel like you can't. You could say that Avatar has a pretty good standing as well up there. I don't know. Is my favorite character created by Dave. Rebels is favorite series though. I found memories watching it. It's really good, but listen, they had a lot of bad storytelling. Are you talking about Atla? A lot of bad story. Did they? Okay, I see. I agree. You know what? I feel like after watching Legend of Korra and seeing how bad they managed relationships in like romantic relationships in Legend of Korra, and then when you rewatch Atla, you can kind of see the same blueprints in Atla, but other than that, I think it's fine. How do we stop him? Energy. Hey, okay, I don't know. Maybe it made sense to me because it was just like, ah, yeah, like since the whole like Avatar universe is inspired and based on like Chinese and like Asian, like I don't know, like that spiritualism. I'm like, I can kind of see that. Like, I'm okay with it because that feels very like, okay, yeah, that's just how it is. I don't know. So it made sense to me when they were like, the solution is the solution is energy. And I was like, okay, sure. I don't have anything against that. Whatever you say. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was fine. But they never established it. I don't. Okay, but they kind of did, right? With that guy. Was that in the second book, or is that? You know what though? I will give you a little bit of like leeway because they don't. I don't think they. I guess they don't establish it until the third book, right? Like the first book is more introductory to the world. Second book is more about like learning to adapt to other kind of like bendings, but it's not really until the third book that they touch upon like spiritualism, I guess, and like the energy of bending. So I'll give you that. I guess they didn't build it up, but I don't know. It's been a while since I watched Avatar, so I don't know. Yeah, it's yeah. Let's see. Okay, how should we go? We'll go with like a gold orangey bright color. Let's go with that for now. Okay, so we'll go back to our Avatar discussion, but to kind of come back to this, basically I'm like, okay, I think we're solid, we're good with the drawing and the ideas. So right now, what we're gonna try, or what I'm gonna try to come up with, is the design of the frame, and we're going to be kind of working with that first before we dive into the illustration. And I want it to be very kind of like, again, very kind of like almost in a sense old magic is how I would like to put it. That was kind of the approach and mentality that I had for the first piece as well. And seeing that we have half an hour left, I think this is like a good place to kind of put it. It'll give us enough time, hopefully, to get the framing done, any kind of like decals and kind of like decorative elements out of the way so that we can focus mostly on the character for the next part, which is on Monday. So if you want to see me finish this piece, do come check us out and hang out on Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern, where I will be finishing this piece over here. But yeah, let me see. I agree with Josh. Yeah, thank you. Let's see. TCW is just solid. Okay, but it's also hard to say TCW is solid because they also have a lot of filler. So I feel like the downside to TCW is that if you don't watch the filler stuff and you only watch the necessary bits, then yeah, Clone Wars is goated. It is undisputedly like an amazing series. But then that's also going like, okay, well, just don't watch the excess stuff. But it's like, then you gotta watch it like a manual. You gotta have like a cheat sheet next to you in order to help you watch the series. That feels a little bit like, I don't know. I feel like it's hard to say that about, give that kind of criticism to Atla, but then be lenient about the filler episodes for Clone Wars. I don't know. That's just how I feel. But I do agree though. Like Clone Wars is amazing. Don't get me wrong though. I love Clone Wars. I think it's still the best stuff that's come out recently. Is the last 4 episodes of the last season of Clone Wars. I think is still like, oh, that sequence, those sequences with Darth Maul and everything, oh, that's so good. And just like the music too, oh, can't go wrong with it. But then they're like, oh, Korra destroyed the. They didn't say that. I mean, well, okay, Korra. I have like thoughts on Korra. I love Korra. Believe. Okay, so here's the funny thing is, I actually watched Korra before I watched Atla, because I never grew up with it. Because if you guys didn't know, Josh Lore here for any newcomers, I had my TV kind of like locked. My channels were locked. So basically, anything from YTV or Teletoon, which is the Canadian Cartoon Network, I couldn't watch any of those things. So, yeah, I missed out on Atla when it first came out. And then I only was able to watch it later in university. So, yeah, I was a little bit late to the party, so to speak. But and then in university I watched Korra first, and I thought Korra was great. Like, okay, you can't kind of, I feel like it's hard to say no to like an HD quality version of The Last Airbender. Like, you see the animation, you see the character designs, and you're like, oh my gosh, this looks so good. And like the music too, the music in Legend of Korra is so good. I love the music. I listen to that soundtrack like all the time in university. And then I was like, oh, you know what? Since I watched Korra, I guess I should finally watch Atla. And yeah, Atla is a more solid series. Like, you can't go wrong with Atla. But Korra, and then afterwards, after watching Atla and then you watch Korra, you're like, man, there's so much missed opportunity with Korra. Korra has so much potential. You know, it's that whole Star Wars meme. They were this close to greatness. You know, they're this close to greatness. They couldn't pull it off. Oh my goodness, I'm so sad with how they approached like Legend of Korra. It really is unfortunate that they were dealt the cards that they were dealt with, because I feel like there was so much potential with Legend of Korra that they just couldn't get, unfortunately. I love needing a cheat sheet when I'm watching a series. Calling anything, I'm not, well, okay, you can't deny that there's filler in Clone Wars, because the show wasn't originally designed to be the way that it is now, and then turns out a lot of people loved it, and they're like, oh, okay, I guess we gotta make an actual legitimate series now. Let me see. Maul is so peak. Okay, I mean, yeah, Maul is peak, but you can't deny that they had a lot of fillers leading up to like what is good about, you know, the Clone Wars. But it all pays off in the end. I do agree, it's all worth it. But yeah, you had no Nick. No, we didn't. We don't have Nick. Like, so I don't know if you can get, Kevin. Do you know? Can you get Nick in Canada? I don't think you can, but I mean, don't quote me on it. I would not know, because I never had TV channels growing up as a kid. Also, what is it? Someone said, I like Korra more than Aang. Don't hurt me. Okay, see here. As much as I love Legend of Korra, I don't know what they were doing with season 2. Oh, okay, well, you know, let me put it this way. Season 1 is the most well-rounded out of all the seasons for Legend of Korra. And then season 2, it's like they kind of were like, oh shoot, we didn't write enough for Korra. We're just going to revert her back to how she was in the first season. Like a very obnoxious, very like kind of cocky kind of character who doesn't listen to anyone, and you're like, wait, we just went through all of this already in the last season, like the previous season. Why are you doing this again? And it's just like, why are we repeating the same things over and over again? So yeah, it was a little annoying seeing her go through the same character arcs that she already went through in the first season. But second season has some of the best fight scenes, which I will fight anybody on. Which I think like season two, the choreography with like the twins and like that spirit fighting sequence. Oh, that is so good, or at least my memory of it. I haven't watched Korra 2 in a while, but I remember watching Korra season 2, and I was just like, oh my goodness, the fight scenes, the choreography here is just so tight. It feels like a dance. It feels like a show that you're watching. It's just so like well put together. But the story was terrible. And then also like other than that like flashback sequence with the first Avatar, like yeah, the first second season is not the best. It could have done better. But let me see. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, I don't think we get Nick, but like YTV can show some of the Nick shows is how it is. Um, see, let me see. Season one of Korra is great. Korra's just a bit weird. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm hoping that since they're writing more, like they have more to do for since they're making more and expanding the Avatar universe. I really hope that since like most of their fans, I would say are how should I put it? Like they're more mature now. Like we're all grown up, we're older now. I'm hoping that the writing also is mature. But this is me being like optimistic and hoping that they do this. But who's to say? At this point, it's like you never know. Well, let's see. I think all the avatars we've seen so far have been like terrible people. I mean, okay, I mean that's true, yeah, but I'm kind of okay with it, Kevin, just because I think that like it gives them room to grow. You know, they're given like the whole expectation and role of like you're the avatar, you're gonna be like the answers to all our problems. I feel like that's a pretty big like burden or pressure to have like as a person. And so then to be like not the best person and then learn to develop and grow as a person, I guess is part of the series or part of the story. But I can see that. I can understand. Like they're not the most likable people sometimes. So yeah, this is me hoping that in the new series that they're making, that they're gonna hire better writers, and that they're able to tighten up the story and the writing a little bit better. Is my hope. That this is me giving them the benefit of the doubt that they're gonna do this a bit better. Does I've never heard of Scavenger Reigns before. Sounds cool. Oh, wow, you're a Star Wars celebration? That's cool. Always seems like a vibe. And they'd buy US shows. Yeah. Canada is weird, yeah. Josh trying not to spoil anything for 1 hour straight. I mean, you never know. Yeah. But they used mocap. No, I mean they had to. I guess they would needed it to be like very accurate. No, they like filmed the references and then they basically kind of like followed through with the choreography of the moves that they filmed. So I wouldn't put it as exactly mocap, but they definitely add like flourishes to it. But definitely like it helps. And I think with like Star Wars, like the final like fight scene with Maul is also like it's mocap as well. They like filmed the actors kind of doing the moves and everything, so you know it definitely makes like the sword fights and everything like much more dynamic, which is nice. Which is also why I think like the Star Wars fight scenes, like Clone Wars fight scenes, ended up turning like so good at the end, is because they relied a little bit more on like those like fighting references. Uh, They keep being terrible people. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I Yeah, I guess that's the thing, is that like I guess the character development could be better. They could be better people, and I think that just ultimately comes down to the writing. I think sometimes the writing, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt though, in the sense that I know that there was like writing troubles with Korra especially. So I want to kind of give them benefit of the doubt that they weren't able to really nail it down the first time, or they didn't have the chance to really like check their writing because they weren't given the time and opportunity to really flesh out their characters. But this is me being generous, me being very, very like gracious with them and being like, hey, time to make your characters a little bit better, guys. Time to step up your game. But if that's why I'm like, if the new series that they're making and like the movie, if the characters are still kind of, I don't want to say flat, but they're just not developed properly, I am gonna be a little disappointed. I wouldn't say that I would be like annoyed or mad, but I would be slightly disappointed that given all this time and all this new budget that they have with the show and they still can't write proper characters, I would be a little disappointed. Let's see. Oh, you mean blue? uh I mean, I guess so, maybe. But well, we'll see. I am excited to see how the world develops a little bit more. Okay. I realized that I should have done the outline on another layer, but you mean like her spirit avatar version, right? Yeah. I mean, okay, second season. I mean, I've had my rants about like Korra. Korra had so much potential. Oh my, it had so much potential to be like better than like the Avatar. They just couldn't get it down, which is the most frustrating part. They had so much potential. So they had to destroy the world to be chaotic again. Yeah, I mean that's true. Maybe they were just like stuck on like where to take this series, which is the maybe like a slight unfortunate aspect. They were stuck on like what to do. I wouldn't take that as retconning, but I don't know. I I was okay with it. I like the introduction of like, okay, this is how we're gonna bring the airbenders back. I thought that was kind of like a neat, like a creative way of bringing it back. Is like, oh, okay, Korra kind of throws the spirit world out of order, into chaos, and so like the spirit fight is what kind of reignites the airbenders to come back in a way. James Cameron. Anybody gonna go see it? This kind of surprised me. I didn't know that my friend like absolutely loved it or loves it. So I'm gonna go see it next weekend. Um, but he was like, "Yo, what do you think of the Avatar series?" I was like, "I don't know. It's fine, I guess. It's fun. It's like a fun time in movie theaters." And he's like, "I love Avatar." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, okay there." And he's like, "I love everything about like the world that Jimmy Cameron is making." And I'm like, "Okay there, sure." Also, which is crazy too, is that like he's like, I forgot who I was watching. It's like, someone commented, or it was like in a video, or some guys like, Basically, James Cameron dedicated his whole entire life to making the Avatar series. He's just like, like my whole career has been building up to this moment right here to make the Avatar movies. It's kind of funny. Yeah, Jimmy, that's how I like to refer to him as, you know, Jimmy Cameron. My boy Jimmy Cameron. For Avatar, like the blue people, yeah. I don't know if anybody's ever watched Sideways before. He's like a guy who does like music videos. He hasn't posted in a long time, which is unfortunate because he made like awesome videos. He has a whole video on what the world of Avatar, like the Avatar movies, what the sounds and kind of like the music was supposed to be like, or like what the plan originally was for it. And it's kind of neat. He does like really cool breakdown videos on like music and like scores and soundtracks. So, if you guys are music kind of I don't know, people who love kind of diving into music, I'd say check out Sideways. His videos are kind of cool, although he hasn't posted in a while, and I kind of wish he would make more videos, or I don't know, maybe he does post, but he doesn't post them on YouTube anymore. But he makes cool videos. I love the blue Avatar people. Maybe not as much as my friend. I don't know. I don't know how much he loves it, but it sounded like he loved it quite a bit. I don't know how much he loves it though, but he definitely does have a very, he has like a fandom developed for it. Actually, funny enough, he's the guy who told me to go check out One Piece. And every time we meet up, I'm just like, hey man, I don't know if I can keep reading One Piece. I don't know if it's for me. But yeah, he's the guy that tried to get me into One Piece. We have about 8 minutes left, so if anybody is just joining us, or maybe like joined us near the end, and you're kind of wondering what we're doing here, I'm doing another version of my Christmas competition example piece for XPPen's Christmas competition. So if you're curious as to what that is, definitely go check out the links to XPPen's website, where you can find more details about what this competition is. And yeah, so basically this whole workshop is to kind of show you my process and steps for how I would do an illustrated piece here. And yeah, I would say it's coming along nicely. And we're gonna finish this on the next stream, which is actually not too far away. It's actually gonna be it's gonna be on Monday. So if any of you guys are available on Monday, come check us out for the Monday stream, where I'm gonna be finishing this piece over here. And if anything, if I don't finish the outline, which I probably am not going to, I might just do this on my own time before Monday, so that we can get right into the painting, because sometimes painting is what takes the longest, and I want to make sure that we have enough time to kind of finish everything and have like a nice cool piece at the very end of it. So might record that, and I don't know, who knows, we might kind of release it as bonus footage, depending on where Kevin wants me to release it. Might only be for members, and whatnot, so yeah, if you want to kind of check out how I would outline the rest of this piece, it's kind of like bonus extra footage for members. But we'll see. Member bonus footage. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna be finishing this on Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So if that sounds interesting to you or you're free, definitely go check us out. Keep us kind of on your notifications. Ring that bell so you get updated and notified of when we go live. But as I'm kind of coming to a close, if you haven't done so, definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is the best way to kind of stay updated with what we do here at Wing Canvas, and you'll also get notified and updated as to like what our next upcoming stream is going to be. So if you're always wondering like, oh, how do I want to know what you guys are going to do next time, and well, the best way is to stay subscribed, because we do schedule these live streams ahead of time so that you guys know what we're going to be doing next. Try to be there. Nice. Submission for the competition. Oh, that's so cool, Ella. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, an art jam for you guys all to work on would be cool. Yeah, to add a little bit of dimensions, we'll have this one be open. So this one will be closed, the sleeve here, but the sleeve on this one, we're gonna have this one be open. Maybe this is like a version of my character that like kind of comes back when he's older, you know. He went into the mirror universe and now he's older and he's coming back. He wants to check out the world, the mirrorverse a little bit, but now he's a little bit older. Let me see. Please tell me what you think. I'll love to hear back constructive criticism. Oh yeah, Shadowbean. Yeah, definitely want to check it out. I'll try to keep a mental note to go take take a look at it. Maybe if anything, Kevin will remind me if I like if nobody sees a reply, maybe he'll bug me and be like, "Hey, remember, you said you'll check out Shadowbean's animatic." I'm like, "Oh right, yes, gotta go check it out." You'll find me in the Art Nerd General. Nice. Yeah. Let me see. Here we go. We have our character touching the pool. And then we got a kid. These like bands here. I don't know. I always feel like it's cool to just show what characters look like when they like get a little bit older, because it's like, oh cool, look at it's like a time lapse. You get to see an evolution of the character. I feel like it's always like fun to see what changes happen to the designs of the characters. Also, you know, as we're coming near the end, it is 4:49 on my clock here. But if you haven't, definitely give us a like, drop a like on the stream, And remember to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you know when we go live next time. And I will see you guys on Monday. And I'll be kind of just closing off with our closing statements, but just again, in case you do kind of log off, remember that we will be going live again on Monday, where I will be finishing this piece here. So if you want to see how this will be finished and how I'm going to kind of finish up this drawing, definitely stay tuned on Monday, because we'll be coming back to this piece. Yeah. Okay, so I think I'll call it here, and like I said, I'll finish up the line drawing on my own time, and so I don't bother everybody with all the nitty-gritty details. But that bonus footage, we'll upload it to the maybe sometime soon for the members, but we'll see what Kevin says when it comes to it. But yeah, so I'm just going to say the closing statements and we'll end our stream. So thank you everybody for joining tonight or today's stream. My name is Josh. I'm one of the instructors over here at Wing Canvas. And if this is your first time joining us, thank you for stopping by. And if you don't know who we are, here at Wing Canvas, our mission is to make easily accessible art education for everyone. So join us for free live stream lessons on YouTube every week and level up your skills with our community of art nerds. And if you didn't know, we stream on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time and Mondays at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're more than just a YouTube channel. We're also an online school of illustration, a visual storytelling, and we are an online school of illustration and a visual storytelling dedicated to helping artists turn their passion into income. And a huge shout out to our amazing students and members for supporting our mission. We love seeing your incredible artwork and watching you guys grow in our classes and weekly critiques. And if you'd like to dive deeper, join us on our Discord to access stream notes, demos, exclusive artwork, art challenges, and more free resources to help you improve. So come connect with our fellow art nerds and get inspired. And we'd also like to thank our sponsor for the stream, XPPen, who have an amazing selection of digital art tablets for both beginner and advanced artists. So if you're looking for an affordable and reliable digital tablet, go browse their store. You'll find the link in the description below. And also just again, another quick reminder that the competition for the XPPen ends, I believe, somewhere around the end of December. So if you want more kind of information, you can go check out the website on XPPen, where you can take a look at the details and the rules for the competition, just so that you make sure that your entry qualifies for the contest. And also, I'm one of the judges, so I guess, you know, if you hopped on this stream, you can kind of get a general vibe as to how you can approach and how you can tackle this competition. Hopefully this stream gave you guys some tips and tricks on how to tackle illustrations like this, how to come up with ideas, how to plan things out, and how to clean up your drawings afterwards. So yeah, I hope this stream helped you guys out, and that will be all. Hope you guys have a good Saturday and a good rest of the weekend. And for those of you guys who are living in a country that's cold, I guess, stay warm out there. It is really cold the past few days, but surprisingly warming up later. So yeah, but yeah, stay warm, stay safe, and I'll see you guys on Monday. See ya. Bye bye.